So I heard you're excited for the new water support.
Right.
So I'm assuming you got first place.
I got first place tonight at Locals at Thunder Forge Gaming here. That's right.
What deck did you play?
So I played the best deck of the format. I played Snake Eye Fire King.
Best deck? I don't know about that.
Oh, that's the best deck.
Where's the Melodious cards?
Okay.
All right, well, let's see your profile.
All right. So, first of all, it's pretty standard. We got 3 Ash here, 2 Poplar, 1 Oak. We got a Flamebird's Dragon. And then this is probably controversial in the Fire King build, but I actually do play the new Snake Eyes Diabellstar. This card has so many ways that you can, in this deck, create combos where you can get every Fire King engine in board. You can set it up a 3 Apo Negate, Hope Harbinger, and you can still have, like, I mean, you set up like 7 to 10 interruptions with this card. So you got Spell Negate, Monster Negate, you got like a pop off of Princess, pop off of Kieran, you get a Monster Negate off of Arvada. Then it's unreal. Plus hand traps, so you might have even more than 10 interruptions depending on what your hand looks like. It's nasty. Can
you explain the 1 Flamebirds? Don't most people play 2?
Most people play 2, but in the Fire King build, I find that it's not needed to play 2. Every combo that I do in this deck, I've never needed to have 2. A lot of these combos I've tried to sit down and I've come up with some of them on my own. And so I just have not found that really 2 is necessary yet. I haven't had it come up, so.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah, I think, but this engine's standard for the most part, except maybe this. But I think this card's insane. It's been really, really good for me. So in that last game, it actually let me set up Hope Harbinger plus IP with my whole Fire King engine and board and Amble Hail, and won me game 2 in my finals today. 1 Temple, pretty standard. Then for the Fire King engine, got 1 Island, Sanctuary. 2 Kieran, this card's broken. So many times I'll summon Snake Eye Ash and have this in hand. Helped you play around Imperm Veiler like crazy. I've done that so many times. But 2 is necessary. There's also times where if you're playing against Cash, if they banish one of these face down, you'll still have a second one in deck. There was a time in the Indie Regional where I got both my Poplars banished face down off a Rise Heart. Shout out to Who Beat Me. That's where I got this deck box at 2nd place because I got it off her. Right here we got Arvada, super out of the new OTS pack. 1 Garunix and then 1 Ponix. So I feel like that's pretty standard for the Fire King package. These cards are really good. People think that probably this version is not the best, but I love these cards.
I've seen people cutting the continuous spell.
So yeah, let me talk about that actually. So the reason that I play Sanctuary is because with Tempai being I consider tier 1 deck in the format, I really didn't feel safe with not playing this card. So if this card wasn't played and I just play this, if I activate Island before I have a Monster Negate on field and they ogre the Island, it blows up Raigekis my entire board. But if I play Sanctuary, the reason that this is good is because if you play Sanctuary and you get ogred, you have a way to protect your island, which literally basically protects your entire board.
So the protection effect, okay.
Yeah, that's why I like playing this. It's also really good to send off of any of the Snake Eye monsters, Oak or Ash, and then sometimes send it off of Diabellstar if you're trying to combo. So there's other good reasons for it as well. So I find it necessary for this format with Ogre being so popular. Next I have 3 Wanted, and I have 1 Original. That's pretty standard. I only play 2 Witch. I probably would play a 3rd. I just don't have a 3rd, but I've found that 2 hasn't really, 2's been fine. I've never had a problem with needing the 3rd. Consistency-wise, it seemed to be okay. This is where you're gonna hate my profile, but I actually only have 2 Bonfire, literally because of money. I would play a 3rd, but I do play the 1-for-1, so 3 starters here. This definitely should be a 3rd one.
Would you play the 3rd and 1-for-1?
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, 3 is standard. I just, like I said, didn't have the money to get it, so I only have 2. I play 3 talents. This card's good going 1st or 2nd. There's not a lot of Omni Negates left in the format, so this card is really, really good right now. There's been so many games where I will get hand trapped and then still be able to play because this deck just pushes like crazy through people's boards. And then I'll play talents, look at their hand, rip one out. There was a game today where I, in round 1, knew that my opponent was probably, he was playing Nibiru. And I ripped a Nibiru out of his hand, and then I ended up making full combo, and then ended up OTKing him on that turn. So getting Nibiru out of their hand when you need to is also huge. Then just a bunch of non-engines. So I got 3 Veiler. This is all pretty standard. 3 Ogre, 3 Ash, and then 3 Imperm. All really, really good. I probably would play maybe Ogre in the side, and then because it's been very mediocre in the main deck for me, except when playing Timpai. I probably would play 3 Mourner instead. I just picked up my 3rd Mourner tonight, though. Surprisingly, I only had 2 copies, so I decided Ogre would be better. That's the main deck, 40. No more, no less. So.
Would you go over 40?
So the reason that I try to keep it at 40 is because I'm already playing some cards that I find the Fire King package sometimes can be bricks. The man behind the camera actually tonight I played, and I drew all Fire King cards, and so I can only play my Fire King engine. I want to see Snake Eye cards, so I think keeping it at 40, especially with only having 2 Witch and then 2 Bonfire, for my purposes is just better consistency-wise. And I really would rather have consistency over playing 41. So. Plus, I have Snake ID Bellastar, which can be a brick in hand. Flameburge, if you don't open a whole lot, can be a brick, and then Garunix can also be a huge brick. So with already playing some bricks that are one-ofs, I didn't really want to go over 40 for that reason.
Now, have you thought about playing Pure, or have you ever played Pure?
I have thought about playing Pure, and Pure is really, really good. I have nothing against it. Me personally, I don't have a second Flameburge, so that's one reason why I haven't played it. And I've also just felt like I really appreciate the Fire King cards against back row decks. Kieran's, like I said, insane. Being able to just pop whatever you want, non-targeting, is really, really good. So,
Man, I can't stand Kieran.
Yeah, I love that card. So that's kind of why I play the Fire King package. I also just like how the deck plays. Like being able to resolve Princess usually doesn't just mean Princess pop, but in this deck it means you're going to also get a monster negate plus a second pop off of it, being Kieran, and then getting Arvada back onto the field. Which is really, really busted in my opinion. So your opponent has to play around a lot in the graveyard. They have to play around a lot on the field, and then also hand traps that you're going to have. So it's basically 3 levels of playing through stuff. There's been times where you get board breakered and you still are going to be able to be fine because you have so much extra in the graveyard and in your hand. So.
Wow. Okay then.
I really, really like it. Yeah. Going into the extra deck, a lot of this is I feel like pretty standard. These are all really, really standard. So I got Anima, Masquerena, SP Little Knight, Dark, Hitt, Nightmare Phoenix. I love this card. This card comes up all the time. I play 2 Princess. I find that 2 in this version is really good for follow-up. I also just sometimes when I'm playing against cash decks, hate when they rip one of my Princess out, so I just really like playing 2. Plus there's a lot less like synchro cards that you play. Like if you're playing the pure version, sometimes you play the synchro build. You won't necessarily have room for the second one, but in this deck, I feel like you definitely have room that if you want to play it, you can.
I haven't seen many people playing the dark.
Dark's I feel like necessary. I feel like every version I've seen plays it, but I mean today I genuinely in my I think game 3 the way that I won against the locals goat over here apparently is I summoned Anima. And then I was able, like, off of Poplar, and then I linked off my Arvada, because I had 3 monsters on board. I had Garunix, Arvada, and then I had Poplar. And then he summoned his Quim to the Anima Zone, so I went to attempt to steal his Quim. Then I just dropleted the Quim in the Mirror Jade, and then from there, I was able to, sorry. But then from there, I used Dark to steal his Chimera, and which allowed me to go up into Princess to get Arvada back, and then I just killed him. So. It's really, really good for playing against a variety of decks, especially with Branded being so popular. Next, I have Selene in the Access Code package. This is really good. Sometimes for also plays that are insane is if you are able to go Dark and you don't have much follow-up, if you just have like a level 1 body, you can revive back Witch, and then Witch can get you an original, which can allow you to play or to get you follow-up at the very least. So sometimes there's plays you can make with this. There's also a lot of combos. There's a combo where you can actually use Selene to, in your, if you have Witch plus Ash, you can get, use Selene to get an Apo with 2 negates, you can get an IP. Princess Engrave, your entire Fire King package, plus you get on field your Whale. So this card's really good also for comboing. Talker, and then Apo, the Goat, probably gonna get banned. Pyro, Phoenix. We have Dragon's Elantis, and then we have the Ambler Hail. And then this card, which isn't played in every build, but I do play the One Hope Harbinger, which, like I said, playing the Snake Eyes D Bellastar, this on your inboard is just so strong against decks that are really, really spell heavy. Being able to have them have to play around this is really good. And this is also going to save you from a lot of board breakers. If somebody tries to talent your board or like Change of Heart your Apo, this card's going to prevent that from happening. which is really popular right now because there's not a lot of Omni negates. So protecting your Appaloosa is really good, and it's just good against a lot of engine pieces. So anyway, yeah, that's my extra deck, and then my last thing is my side deck. So play 2 Bestials, good against a lot of stuff, especially branded. I hate losing the Gimmick Puppet; it's the worst.
Man,
Pretty much
kill the puppet, please.
Oh, seriously. I don't know why that card didn't get banned, or Albion didn't get banned to one of them. Kill Albion. Okay, 3 Nib, super good against a lot of just rogue. I don't know, I love Nib. I think it's always decent. Okay, Droplet. This card literally saved my life. I think in game, my 3rd match today, I drew Droplet and was able to Droplet Equipment of Mirror Jade. It felt really nice. And then that was how I won the game. This is also insurance for Gimmick Puppet, being able to hit Albion since it's non-targetable. It's really, really good. It's really good going to Snake Eye boards. Against Tenpai, you can use this in the battle phase to prevent things from happening in the damage step. There's just all kinds of applications. I think it's really, really nice. Plus, there's cards in the Fire King deck you can send like Garunics that are really, really good sends. Then you play. I just play 3 Cosmic. This card is amazing. You can side it in going first against Tenpai. It's basically a pseudo ogre against the field spell. Going second, it's still always decent against back row decks, obviously. But it can also be used to hit the IP in the spell trap zone if they try to summon it off the temple. Lots of things that I really like about this card. Plus against Runic Stun, if you ever see that deck, this card finally gets rid of the Fountain, which you really want to get rid of that card. That card's super annoying and broken, but it's one way to deal with it. And then I play 3 D-Barrier. This card is good against pretty much every deck in the format except my deck, because it doesn't hit links, but this deck hits branded, it hits Tenpai. It's really good against Pearly. A lot of decks that are decent, so I really like it. And then I do play the 1-of. If you see it, you're godly, bro.
Okay.
You're godly. So,
Okay.
Yeah. So that's my side deck and my list. So I'd like to give some shout outs to my wife. She lets me come and play at locals when I'm here for hours, and instead of being at home, which I appreciate. I'd give shout outs to my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. And I'd also like to just give a shout out to Thunder Force. I love this game shop. And you guys have helped me play and get better as players. So
Hopefully it stays around. Hopefully we see more from you. Any big events you're going to?
So I really wanted to go to the regional, but it's Father's Day on Sunday, so I will be probably hanging out with my dad.
You're going to be going to Indy the following week?
The Indianapolis regional? I might try to go to that, yes.
All
I
right,
definitely want to make some more regionals. Big events I would like to try to make more of. So
All right, well, hopefully we see you get a top slot there.
yeah, good luck in Nats if you're going.
Appreciate it, man.
Yeah.